Hey guys, Angry Beast here, bringing you some domination gameplay on the map WND. And in this gameplay, I'm probably running around with one of the arguably the worst class setups in the game. Ooh, my teammate gets a nice triple kill off the spawn here. If I had to say it's either this or the Silenced Dragonov with probably some of the worst perks in the game, I'd say like Flak Jacket, Sleight of Hand Pro, and it's what is it, Second Chance would probably be maybe worse than this. But this would be what I would consider the worst submachine gun class you could have in the entire game. I'm using Uzi with an Acog here, and it doesn't get much worse than this, I'm going to be perfectly honest. The Uzi with an Acog is absolutely horrible. There is really no redeeming trait of the Uzi with the Acog. The one thing it has by default is a larger clip size, but without extended mags, you're giving away that advantage. No reason to use it. It's got the 4-hit kill up close, which, as I've talked about before, is absolutely ridiculous. I don't care how fast your submachine gun's firing. Should not take 4 bullets from it to kill up close when you got a gun like the Commando, which fires only 250 rounds per minute slower and can kill in 1 less bullet at all ranges. It just doesn't make sense. The recoil on this gun is absolutely atrocious, and Infinity Ward basically said that, hey, this gun has high rate of fire, this gun has a high clip size, it has low damage, but it needs one more thing to make it absolutely horrible. Let's give it terrible recoil. Oh, excuse me if I said Infinity Ward, I meant Treyarch, but this gun is absolutely one of the worst weapons in Call of Duty history ever. I think I pull a pretty respectable score with it. I think I go like 23-11 with 2 captures. And it's a difficult weapon to use, but that's what makes it fun to me. A lot of people don't like those terrible weapons. Ooh, yay, I got a 3-kill streak, I'm a boss. But a lot of people think it's just such a terrible weapon they'll never use it. But give it a try. It is pretty bad, I'm not going to lie, but it's worth a shot. I mean, if you're bored with Call of Duty right now, and just try this. It's a breath of fresh air. I mean, it's a difficult challenge, and not everybody can make anything out of this weapon. It took me, I believe, 4 or 5 gameplays with this class to even get something more than a 1 KD. But I'm using the decoy grenades here, and I found those pair really well with the low damage submachine gun. Because the decoy grenades sound so much like the Uzi already, it's hard for them to make the difference between whether it's really you or whether it's the decoy. So if you use those in tandem with this, it actually works really well. Another weapon that works well with is the FAL, because sometimes the decoy grenades sound like the FAL. But this is what I'm talking about. That is submachine gun range. I don't care what gun you're using. If it's a submachine gun, it should win that battle. But it doesn't, and right here, I don't know if you can tell, but I was firing 1 shot at a time at that point. Because the recoil is so bad, at even medium range, you cannot fire more than 1 bullet at a time. You have to basically feather the trigger, as Wingers of Redemption says, and it makes it difficult. I think I'm using claymores on this for whatever reason, I don't know. But if I was to really recreate this class and be serious about it, I would have ran C4s probably, and that's what I'm talking about right there. Even at medium range, this thing, its recoil is absolutely atrocious, and you're giving up one of its major advantages, which is large clip size and rate of fire, because you have to pop shot at it at even medium range. It has no advantage, but it is a fun class setup to use. I would definitely recommend it just to mess around and have fun. My perks in this game are lightweight, steady aim, and marathon. I basically want to increase my close range ability right here, and this is firing 1 shot at a time right here. And look at how much that kicks, just 1 shot at a time. Yeah, I think I pick up a FAMAS once or twice in this game, and I was surprised when I picked it up how little recoil the FAMAS has compared to this weapon. FAMAS is considered one of the highest recoil assault rifles, and it has like no recoil compared to this thing. It's like using a G36 without kick, and then you're switching over to a ACR with kick. It's like, I don't know, but steady aim is definitely what I recommend for this. You could make a case for sleight of hand, but it already has a pretty fast reload, and the faster aim down sights is not going to be useful, because when you're aiming down sights, it's even worse than hip firing, in my opinion. Ooh, nice headshot there through a barrier, but you give up advantages when you're not using steady aim. If you can use a submachine gun to its playstyle and use steady aim and catch people off guard in close quarters, you have a chance with this weapon. But other than that, you're going to have a really tough time finding anybody. And I'm not going to lie, the people I'm playing against are absolutely horrid at the game. I think I have 2 or 3 split screeners under the team who really helped to make this gameplay possible. I'm not going to lie, this was very tough for me. I think I have a teammate who's actually calling it Chopper Gunner at this point, and Without the teammates, I don't think this would have been anything. I have to give a major shout out to a couple of guys on my team. That Mexican Ninja dude is pretty dang beast with this G11. And the Claymores for this actually have a tactical purpose when I was creating this class. I think Extras talked about it a long time ago. Claymore is really effective when rushing. You drop it behind you as you're running away from the enemies to recover. And it can basically save your butt so you don't have to look behind you after you round a corner or whatever. And it's an interesting way to play it. I never thought of Claymores as being an offensive equipment. You think of them as being a defensive equipment, but when you can use it like a smoke grenade and cover your retreat, it can be quite useful. Although I would have to say that smoke grenades are probably going to be the better choice for that situation. Just because you can resupply them with Scavenger if you're running it. Claymores can be a good one-time drop it behind me and forget about it thing. And even if no one walks across it right at the beginning, it doesn't matter. Eventually, there will be a person who will come and trip it. Ooh, I got the guy laying on the ground. Double kill, I'm a beast. But my kill streaks in this game are the UAV, the counter UAV, and I believe the napalm strike, or whatever that thing is. And I was running the napalm strike in lieu of the care package because of what has happened recently with the care packages in this game. So the napalm was good, and for a 5 kill streak, it's a lot of bang for your buck. But sometimes it works out for you, and other times it doesn't. I call it in right here. I don't think I get like any kills with it. And the napalm is good for situational things, like in demolition. It can be one of the most powerful kill streaks in the game. But for a domination game, especially on a larger map like WMD, where people can go multiple routes to get to a flag, it doesn't make too much sense. Usually, like I've said before, I don't set up my kill streaks for the map. I just set them as what I have for the playstyle. So I was trying out the napalm strike. I used to use it a lot, but to be honest, it's not that good. Right here's what I'm talking about. I hit that guy at least 3 times, and he didn't die, so I just get assists with this gun. If you can get good and manage the assists you get with this weapon, especially if there was a weapon like this in Modern Warfare 3 with Hardline Pro, you could actually probably get some pretty nice kill streaks with it, because you hit a guy a couple times and you duck under cover. Because it has a high rate of fire, you can basically hip fire and you'll be pretty effective. That's probably one way I'd recommend using it, would be just hip fire only. But since I'm using the Acog, I'm not going to gimp out and try to just go hip fire only with steady aim. I'm going to try aim down sights most of my kills. It's just how I am. I'm still working on Marathon Pro. It's a really hard perk to get, especially when you don't play too much Capture the Flag. And if you're not working with your teammates in a Capture the Flag setup, it's even harder. Because Capture the Flag is such a team-oriented game mode, and because the enemies know where you are as you're running with the flag, it can be quite difficult to get those captures that you need for Marathon Pro. And if I had to suggest a way to get Marathon Pro, it'd probably be the AK-74U Rapid Fire with lightweight, steady aim, and Marathon. You definitely don't want to be using the ACOG if you're going for Marathon Pro, because you need the first blood kills, and lightweight and Marathon really help for that. And the AK-74U's power can really help you get there. I mean, I would recommend the FAMAS, but since you run a little bit slower than you would with the submachine gun, it's harder to recommend when going for Marathon Pro, which is arguably one of the hardest perks to get in the game, besides maybe Tactical Mask Pro, which is a pain in its own right. Basically, if you're going for Tac Mask Pro, my suggestion is to definitely try and use the Nova Gas on second chance, guys. But anyways, this gameplay is over. Ends up being 23-11 with the Uzi with an ACOG. Definitely one of the worst class subs to get in the game. I am Angry Beast, and I am signing out.